The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission has warned electricity distribution companies not to request payments from customers to upgrade meters. NERC says it's aware that some distribution companies have instructed customers to apply and pay for the replacement of faulty and obsolete meters within their areas. Recall that all meters across the world would undergo a software upgrade by 24th of November to be able to recharge new electricity tokens due to the limitation in their current system. The NERC asks customers to report cases of non-compliance to the order by any disco. Joining me on the news at 10 is the NDCO Association of Nigerian Electricity Distributors, Sunday Oduto. Chief, thank you for joining us on the news tonight.
Thank you very much.
So with the economic crisis, skyrocketing costs in the market, they said your people want to shift the financial burden of meter upgrade on customers. Why is that so?
Thank you very much. I want our viewers to understand that this is a very heavily regulated industry. There's nothing we do without getting or seeking for the approval of the regulator, and it's the regulator that has the last say as to how we go about it. Yes, meters do get obsolete. Just like battery in a brand new car, there's a point in time when the integrity of a meter will be in question, usually after 10 years. But the issue of what happens to the replacement, who pays the cost, and how do we factor that in? How does it work within the framework of how we do the business? There were discussions as to who will do what. And while that discussion was going on, some people went on the social media, a lot of stories saying that this court says they should come and pay this or pay that. As at that time, there was no conclusion as to how this issue ought to be dealt with. A major issue happened within 2 discourses, actually, out of the 11. But eventually, our regulator decided that on this one, this is how we're going to go about it.
But the regulator was very clear. It was making reference to an act that says that responsibility is on discos and not on consumers. It says the responsibility of discos, it is their responsibility to replace faulty and outdated prepaid meters for their customers. It's saying there is an act backing that.
That's correct. But what I'm telling you is that even when you talk about meters, I want our listeners and our viewers to understand the issue of metering. There has been a lot of changes in policies since 2013 when the sector was privatized. As of today, discos don't supply meters, discos don't own meters, discos don't manufacture meters. It is the regulator that appoint and accredit meter manufacturers and suppliers. The job of the disco is to receive those meters and open up, align a back-end ICT to work with those meters.
You know, the public anger began from when ECO and Ikeja Electric mentioned to energy consumers on their network to have their prepaid meters replaced, the old ones, or that they will be moved to, what do they call it now, estimated billing category. Some consider that arrogant. How can you arrogate such powers to move people into estimated billing category?
Anybody who does not have a meter will be estimated.
But they have a meter.
No, if the meter is not good again, that meter...
And that's another interesting part, because Unistar claims that there is nothing wrong with their devices. So how come they suddenly become obsolete?
Thank you. I'm not the joint issue with Unistar or any particular model of meter. The meter manufacturers that we have in these countries, or meter suppliers, we know everybody, and everyone know which meter is best, which one is substandard, which one is not. We are not the agency that determines the integrity of meters.
But for discos to say upgrade your meter, is there anything wrong with the devices? That's the question I'm asking.
Nobody.
Because the manufacturer is saying there's nothing wrong with the device.
The manufacturer has no last say when it comes to what happened to to the integrity of any meter or any device whatsoever.
But why ask?
That is why we have NEMSA.
Why ask for upgrade?
Look.
That's the question. Why ask for upgrade?
Now, there will be need in some cases for certain equipment, including meters, to be upgraded, right? You can't use today's 10 years technology today in some cases. But what I'm saying is this. In a heavily regulated industry, there's no point putting out different kind of news and saying things that are not actually correct. The straight news, the issue is that the discos have a duty to ensure that the integrity of the meters in their network is okay, as stipulated by law, and by NEMSA, our regulator. That's the regulator of equipment within the sector. And whenever this happens, we leave everything to our regulator to decide and determine how we go about it. Like I said, there were just discussions going on, okay, this is the situation with this particular set of meters. What do we do? Moving forward now, where are we currently? Because NERC is saying, you know what, we have a rule that stipulates that discos should replace faulty meters or upgrade obsolete ones. We've heard some discos say you have to buy new ones or we'll move you to, estimated billing category. No disco. Where are we currently? No disco came out to say anything contrary to what NERC said. Whatever you're talking about happened before NERC made a final determination. Remember, whether the disco is the one that pays for it, or somebody pays for it, or a meter manufacturer brings in new meters, all those things by law are going to be allowed within the framework of the finances within the industry. There's something we call allowable capital expenditure, allowable operational expenditure. All those things are finally or finalized by the regulator. So whenever we have issues like this, once the regulator speaks, that is the law. So there's no reason for all these rumors and people still talking. So customers have nothing to fear, right? Customers have nothing to fear. Customers have nothing to fear. Discos are going to replace. Discos are going to follow the instruction of the regulator. Okay. And where there are issues where we need to sit with the regulator, we'll sit down with the regulator and ask the right question as to, if I spend this money, how do I recover my cost? We don't have all the time now. So it's all about cost recovery. Well, let me give you an open invitation 6 p.m. tomorrow, and then we'll exhaustively discuss this. Yes, I'll be here. And the CEO Association of Nigerian Electricity Distributors, Sunday Odutan, thank you so much for joining. Thank you very much. Thank you. We're back with more stories after this break. Stay with us.